mine is just a request. I don't know if you can take us through for today. Because the way you are taking us, I'm learning. You're taking us in a good way. So I don't know if you can take the lead today.
What do you have for a vision that God has given you? And if we are to have a core team or a leadership that is effective, we should look at the vision we have, how effective it is. And what does our leadership look like? It is a challenge right now in the talk to me. I will not talk about it right now, but prayerfully I will go and pray. And where necessary, that needs to be acted already, I need to act. Not just to speak, because it has touched me so much. God has given you, or if God has given you a vision, or a conviction, a passion, what have I done towards the conviction? What needs to be done now to solve the problem? Let's assume we have ignorance here, and I've seen it is already a burden to me. What should I do to solve the problem since I know now the problem? And how can I do my best with the people who are really in ignorance to get out of? So I think it is a bit challenging to me. That is to me.
We're good to go now to discuss about purpose.
You don't want to dominate. I don't want to dominate it all. You also need to speak.
Yeah, they're talking. If a leader is to be effective, there are some key things that you should explore. One is purpose. The second one is passion. And then the third one is vision.
You said one is purpose?
Purpose, passion, and vision. Like for me, I'm passionate about advancing toward the purpose God gave me birth for. That's my motivation. What motivates me so much is I should be advancing toward the purpose of God that God gave birth to me for. Because I believe God had a very great intention for me to be born. And I did not just got to know that I have this purpose, but through several times of asking many questions, just like the way you have said, I got to know that I have to discover who God gave me birth to become. So every day I am advancing toward the purpose God gave me birth for. And there's an understanding about purpose that I've understood is that your purpose is more powerful than your problems. That's something that got so deep into my heart and my mind. When I understood that my purpose is more powerful than my problems, it made me to ask myself some questions like am I advancing in my purpose? Then I also ask you, friends, are you advancing in your purpose? And I also got to learn that I am also purposefully created to invite people to cross the river and find their true self. Because our true self is not very open. That's why we talk of the word discover. For you to discover something, it means it has already existed, but you were not aware of it. And when we talk about discovering purpose, developing purpose, and deploying purpose, we have to get to know that we already have it, but it is not in the open land. It was hidden. Like for example, this phone here was manufactured by the producer of this phone, and all that is needed for it to function is inside the phone. I was not given this phone, then they told me, you go and look for internal organs of this phone, then it will function. Do we understand what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, this phone was tested. The phone can send a message because it was tested. The phone can communicate because it was tested. And this brings me to a clarity of something in the Bible. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. When God spoke to Jeremiah and he was saying, I am a child. I cannot speak well. Then God told him, go, for me I will speak with you. So when we come face to face with ourselves, we may be scared of the vision of the purpose God is giving us. And that's why I want God to empower me so that I can act as a person who can invite people to cross over from the river of fear so that they can discover and find their true self. Why? Because I've learned that we are born to live in the jungle, to be ourselves. We are not supposed to live to become like other person. And that's why in my purpose, if God is to empower me to be a mentor, I have this kind of mentality. Whoever I will mentor should do greater work better than me. I don't mentor people to do what I do. And that's the mentality of God and the mentality of people whom God called them. God wants us to be leaders who will reproduce leaders. And not only leaders, but extraordinary leaders. God wants us to reproduce people who will be heroes in disciple making, in leadership, in business, being teachers in the school, in families, so that when we get married as disciples, people who will marry us will say, wow, I'm blessed. And if you're a husband, they will say, no man is like my husband. So that's what God wants us to become. And I always keep on thinking, why did God have to choose to describe himself with in the animal kingdom, he described himself as a lion. And then in the bird kingdom, he described himself as a what? Eagle. So I was thinking and seeing, and I got to learn many things about lion. That whenever a lion is in a territory, he go and map all his territory, and when he map the territory, he take over, and he become the domain, the master. So in other words, as disciples and leaders, what are your territory that God wants you to become a king like the lion in? What is your territory? Why? Because understanding your territory personally will empower you to be effective corporately. What is your purpose? What is your gift? What is your talent? What do you contribute? I imagine if my eyes is to say, I don't need ears, and my eyes will go away, my body will suffer. So, in the body of Christ, what has God given you? Has he given you resources, time, skill, knowledge? So, you have to come like a lion so that you can be.